it's a nice style that can be a good way to like teach yourself to progressively get faster at doing a style, but also it looks really cute and it's not too strenuous to do either. It's actually been quite therapeutic to do. So I'm just going to tie these ones at the back and then I'll move on to the front. So I won't be a moment. Sometimes I don't do this style with actual rubber bands. I bought some bands today, which I can tell you guys about. They're from Primark, but they're like normal hair bands, but they're just really small. These I find are better because when you take this style out, full disclosure, it's best to cut the band, because if you try and undo these bands, they can really get caught up in the hair, and then why have we done this beautiful style just to rip it out of her hair later, you know? So just snip the rubber bands. But if you want to do something where you're reusing, the bands from Primark, the mini ones are good because they don't put rubber tension on the hair. Okay, so today we're gonna do a style where at the end it will be 2 buns, some beautiful, turn your head the other way. We have some braids already in here. I will do the same on the other side, but in this top section is where you'll kind of see the breakdown process of sectioning, what I'm going to use to prep the hair and everything, now that the back is pretty much ready to just add to the front. So let me tie this up and out of the way first.
Why you chose to kind of do this variation on your daughter's head? Because I think I've seen images of people with 2 buns on the sides instead of front and back. So could you just maybe speak to that?
Oh, okay. When the style is finished, it will still look like the picture and have 2 buns. This bun will be incorporated. So the reason that with Kayana, if you turn around a little bit, babes, we've done the banding at the back is because her hair actually a year ago, her hair was looking just like Gerard's there in the top right. Short on the sides, literally barber cut. So we've been growing that out and slowly cutting it to be a lovely, beautiful circle. So this style can be what I'm showing you at the front with the back of the hair slicked up and added, or you can, as I'm going to show you the band technique, you can do what I did as well and just do a nice brickwork at the back in your rubber band sections. I've just done it so that her hair will reach all the way to the top. So this is a like, don't worry about that for now kind of scenario. With some Afro clients, you will find that the amount of hair is a lot. So I always feel like I give Kayana more than one hairstyle because she has so much hair on her head, but it's all good. So let me put this aside. Yeah, so obviously I have a range of clips. I've got hairbands at the ready on my wrist just because sometimes I need to tie the hair out the way. Sometimes it's just easier to do that with the amount of hair that we have here. Sit up straight. Maybe we can move it a tiny bit. Yeah, okay. Right, so I'm just gonna assess. Her hair has been washed and leave-in conditioner yesterday, and then we just used a diffuser and dried it, no tension. So I wanted it to kind of just be as reflective as it would if it just had dried naturally. So I kind of just like to, it's very visual, but I will start by spraying it down a little bit with just some, this is water, just so that we can work into it. I always spray the roots first and then use my fingers to kind of spread it and start finger combing just a little bit. Kinda, if it's painful, you just let me know, okay, babe? Right. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, actually, my water bottle broke on Saturday, and then I forgot to buy one today, and I was like, well, you're only as resourceful as you can be, so, you know, save the plastic, guys. It works fine, actually. I like the spray of it, so I was like, why have I not thought of this sooner? Water spray bottles are always breaking, and we pay for products all the time, so life hack. Right, so as usual, you know, always comb from the ends to the root. I'm holding it very firm, like very firm, because saves it from hurting. Am I hurting you? Oh, is it hurting? No, okay, I thought she said, So, okay, I will just take a nice big section, clip, and what I'm gonna do is just make sure I've worked through all of the hair and brushed it through, because there's so much to tame with Afro hair that you gotta respect it with them clean sections. You know, whatever style you're doing, just break it down step by step and just take your time. You can't really rush. If your section is messy, it will flow over. So just take time to, I mean, this was a very quick section, but you know, this comb is great for Afro hair. With the different length bristles, it's really nice. It's by Tangle Teaser, actually. And with it having the point, it's just really easy to section and comb through. It's quite similar to like using a Denman. These are really great brushes for curls as well, for distributing products, for keeping the coil pattern. So I find that this is, head up for me please. The pink one that I'm using now is great for like, as you're styling and trying to get through, because you've got the sectioner and you don't have to keep putting things down. So also with Afro hair, the bigger the pick, the better, so it doesn't get as caught for some reason. So yeah, I'm just using a leave-in conditioning spray, which is, as I said, you know, her hair's been prepped yesterday. After a wash, you have the leave-in conditioner. But because we're reworking a style now, I always like to damp it down a little bit and not just to use water, so that the hair doesn't frizz out. You know, you're keeping moisture. The more moisture, the better. Afro hair is thirsty. We have to give oils and conditioning products. So I think that spraying with something with that in it just makes sense, keeps the hair soft. Yeah, I just sprayed it, just the perimeter of the hair with water, just to loosen up the root first. And then now I've put the water away and brought out a leave-in conditioner. So this is how you buy it. That was just me being resourceful. So yeah, the Cream of Nature leave-in conditioning spray is what I'm using. Okay, so I use coconut oil quite a lot on my skin, and I started using it on my hair, and then I went to a festival and there was like a hair talk there, and they were saying that, so coconut oil is good, but it's very protein based. So if you use it regularly, it will come a point where it will snap your hair, because it creates a buildup of strength. Like keratin, if you build up too much keratin, your hair will snap. So the good thing with coconut oil is you can find the balance. So mix it, use it as a carrier oil. So mix it with a heavier oil such as olive oil or argan oil. But just by itself, really on Afro hair, some Afro hair, like you put it on there, it doesn't feel like it's hydrated it, really, because once it's absorbed, it's kind of gone. So I think use it, but use it. Oh, I haven't used coconut. I've heard of that, you know, but I haven't used coconut water on hair before. So I can't speak on that. Not sure. But yeah, I learned that about coconut oil recently. So I'm just gonna make a little bit of a kind of crown perimeter here, which I'm gonna put into plaits, and then I will, with this middle section, make a design. Sorry, multitasking, it does, not all women can multitask. Yeah, then I'll put the band design in, but again, setting the perimeter is something that I usually do first so that I can envision what it's gonna look like inside. So head up for me a tiny bit. And also I'm gonna just come in front so I can see. Okay. So I'm using a gel as well. This gel is quite wet. So if you're wanting your gel to give you grip, this isn't the one. But this style, the braids that I'm doing, this isn't about everything being super pristine, and it's more about, this is like a nice, easy style to do to protect hair. It looks cute, you know, a good little intro. But we will start with our braid. Yeah. For me, it felt appropriate to have Kayana as my model because she literally has been my model from day, because I ultimately learnt to cane row because I knew that I'd need to with her hair, and until that point I was all about my relaxer and getting my hair as straight as I could and so it's kind of been something, my braiding skills and the work that I'm doing now has like grown alongside me practicing all the time on my daughter. So it's definitely like these kinds of styles, yeah, it's like I can bang this out in this long and it's fun and it lasts a week. But I think it's, if you want to be doing Afro styling, just try and do it consistently, because every time I feel I do Afro hair or someone new, you got a new tip. There's so many different ways of doing things and there's no right and wrong way, you know, reasonably. So yeah, I think it's just good for us to all open more platforms to give ideas and have spaces where you can have open questioning and things like that. Is that hurting a bit? Just a little bit? Okay, no worries. You just let me know, okay? Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna just do the perimeter 2 and then do the bands in the middle, which is the fun part. Because you kind of get to, you know, it's like making your own design really. Because I've done it a few times and each time has been a different variant of the same style. So it's quite nice to do, you know, similar styles and see how you improve, or see how, oh, let me try this product this time, but it's all just trial and error, you know. I've been doing hair I've been qualified and doing hair for over 5 years, but I feel like every day at work you learn something new. So that's one of the great things I think in this industry. Right, one down.
What are you going to do with the front?
The middle bits we're gonna put into the
buns?
Yeah, little space buns. Head up for me. How's going on? Turn your head like that. Yeah, that's all right. I'll make it work. Okay, I mean, I can talk you through if that's helpful to anyone. I just thought I wouldn't brush over this because cane rowing is so hard. Like, it took me so long to get it that I don't know how I would explain it to people, you know. But it's kind of like, if you know how to French plait, you should know how to cane row, because you have your 3 sections and you pass hair over. So each time you add hair to the outside section. So it's like a French plait in reverse, slightly. That's kind of how I had to break it down, but it took me so long before I actually got it. That is the motion. You pick like that, pass, pick, pass. So it's like you hold hair in here. Yeah, you hold hair here and then you pick with this finger. So it's like, once you learn the motion, it's fine. You know, you're going like that, but with both hands. So it's like crab hands. But it's like, how do you, honestly, it took me so long to learn because my hands wouldn't work that way because I could French plait, but it's just about, I don't know, trying until you can do it. I believe you guys can do it. You just get there. One day you're like, I can do it. And then when I look back at pictures of me when I first started braiding, I'm like, oh God. And I thought I was so good, you know, but it's a journey, isn't it? Yeah, but I remember being so gassed. Yeah. Right. So our perimeters are done. So then we're going to bring all this up. Okay, sit forwards again. Properly in the middle. Thank you. Okie dokes. Right, I'm just gonna put some gel in the hair. This helps with sectioning as well. If you have like a gel and you slick the hair down before you're sectioning. If you section a straight line and then put gel on it, it really helps you to see how straight you are. So yeah, gel is always your best friend. Styles like this. Head down. Right, so as best I can, I'm gonna do straight lines. I'm not gonna be super anal as usual. So I want this to be nice and finished. Right, so. So I'm gonna try and again, like as well, have it be slightly similar, symmetrical, sorry. I like balance when I do hairstyles. Not always possible, and that always irks me, but you know, life ain't perfect. Put your head all the way down, sweetheart. And with styles like this, okay, with this style actually, each time I'm gonna section off the hair, I'm always twisting it before I clip it away, and that's so that I can really see how the parting is gonna sit. And because if that's the direction I'm putting it in, it just helps you to actually visualize how it really will look when it's tied. Right, so another section. Head down, sweetheart. Yeah, that's correct. I'm just gonna do the other side because I want these two to cross over, so I'm not gonna tie them until the sections are out of the way, because the more you fiddle, you kind of want it to be tied and then you move on. So this is like where I'll be mapping out which one I will start with, which one I have to tie it onto, because even earlier I left one out and then I had to undo a couple because it would have sat, you know. So mapping out and really knowing what you're going to do first and taking time with your sectioning can save you the stress of having to undo your work later. So yeah, planning is definitely a big part of this style. And that gives you that smug feeling because you're like, ah, yeah, I knew that was coming, and you planned ahead, looked out for your future self. But yeah, because it's just, yeah, it's good to think ahead, basically. Definitely helpful. The first time I did the style, it took me so long. So long. Because I just didn't have any preparation. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Let's go. Right, so feeling pretty symmetrical. Right, so now we have our two front pieces, which are gonna go diagonal.